thank you for watching this video. So right now we are remembering VIPKid. I have been with VIPKid for over 2 years. I'm using my phone for this video, so I can't tell you my statistics right now. And I have seen a few changes. And once I started to think about it, there have been a lot of changes. When I first started with VIPKid, there were 2 ways to get hired. We could make a short video, or we could do a live interview. And things have changed about the hiring process. Things have changed in the sense that there is a lot more information available on how to go about getting hired from VIPKid. There are a lot more people making videos on YouTube, and a lot more people, experienced people that you can talk to and stuff like that. So that has changed quite a bit. Also, when I first started, we had a really cool monetary incentive program. So if you hired up to a certain number of people, you would get bonuses. And fortunately, I was able to hire 3 people in 1 quarter. So I did make an extra $100 bonus that month, that quarter. So that was really awesome. So I've hired I have helped hire 4 people into VIPKid, and it's been really great. I actually made friends with all of them. Actually, one was my daughter. One was my daughter, and she was kind of between jobs, and she gave it a try. And she's not teaching with them right now, but she really loved the opportunity, and she did a great job. And the other ones that I hired are still teaching, and they still love it. So it's really great. Now, when I first started with VIPKid, I was also teaching a full-time job besides. So in my own life right now, I am also full-time VIPKid. So that's changed in my life. But when I first started, I started in the spring of 2018, and I was kind of working towards getting a summer job. And it worked out great that summer. I actually made some really good money that summer, and it worked out great. Some other changes are that we have the app. So when I first started, we were able to teach on the browser. So you're able to go into your browser, go into the portal through your computer, and they have since changed that, and now we have an app. I am the administrator for the VIPKid iPad users group. And when I first started, I realized that my computer was not going to be strong enough to work for VIPKid. So I ended up using my iPad for 1,000 classes, and it worked great. And since that time, they have added an app, and working off of your iPad is a great option. There are some limitations to the iPad where you don't have the AR stickers and a few other things, but for the most part, there are people who just use the iPad exclusively, and they absolutely love it. And back then we could too, but they've changed it to where now we have the app. You can't use Chromebooks now. Some people started out with Chromebooks, and now they're not usable anymore. Another change was the time. The times changed where they took off after 9 p.m. Beijing time. So that was a real bummer. A lot of people lost 2 classes per day because of that. So that was a big change. One change that I noticed that I hadn't really thought about in a while, is the Ecards. Since I first started, in between there somewhere, we came out with Ecards, and we could actually write to our students a personal note. That was so awesome. I loved it. And now we can do Ecards, but it's an automated system. So you can't really write personal notes to your student. I really did love that capability of being able to personalize the Ecards. I would love it if they could come back with that. About the firemen, yeah, that has changed a lot. Mostly since the COVID-19 shutdown, the firemen have not been as available as they used to be. and that's kind of a bummer. There are some automated responses to your calling the fireman. Like if you call the fireman, you can't see the student, we're going to switch lines right away. And back then, the fireman was a lot more personal and could talk to you and ask you questions, and you could work things out between you and your student. So that is a really big change that's kind of tough. Let's see. So since I've been teaching, they did come out with the AR stickers, and I do like those. I do teach on my computer a lot now, and I do like the AR stickers. I don't think they're absolutely necessary. I don't use them throughout the whole class, but today I really did have fun using them with one of my students, and we were laughing a lot. So the AR stickers are really fun. They're a great addition. Another thing in the curriculum, the trials have made a lot of changes. There are new trials, there are a lot of trials. Usually when I do trials, I get trials that are like directed to that particular student, and I don't have to switch to a different trial very often. But way back a couple years ago, it seemed like switching trials to match the student's ability was more common than it is today. There's also some new trials. They keep coming out with more and more new trials. Another thing about the curriculum is now we have level 8. I have certified for level 8, but I've yet to teach any level 8 yet. About the curriculum, I think there is a lot more variety in the curriculum now than there was back then. They're always coming out with new courses and stuff like that. And way back when I started, I certified for everything right away. Now when something new comes out, I don't always jump on it, because when you have a variety of lessons to teach, it's kind of, the more you're certified for, the more different classes you're going to get. So I don't know. I don't always get majorly excited about all the new courses coming out. So there's a few that I haven't certified for just because I don't maybe want to teach those classes. But there are some classes that I am certified for that I would love to get booked for, like level 8. And I do really like the Voice of VIPKid. I would really love to have a few more of those, but I guess I'm not I'm not the requested teacher for those. Another really cool change is that we have a lot of ability to put in new videos on the portal. I don't always update those videos frequently. Personally, I've had my same welcome video for at least a year now, and it seems to be working. I'm fully booked. I'm not getting all uptight about changing it. I did just change one of my pictures, one of my personal pictures. I did not change my main picture on my portal. I've kept that the same. It seems to be working, so I'm fine with it. One of the other changes that I'm sure the other teachers are going to talk about is the pay change. Fortunately for me, I got in on the last pay raise, and I'm still on the old pay where you get $1 for being on time and $1 for your classes over 45 classes. And I love that way to get paid because it's easy to calculate. And the new way for being paid is a little tricky, but there are some teachers who have made up a calculator that you can plug in your number of classes and figure out how much you're going to get paid. And I don't really like it, but it is what it is, right? We're learning to adapt nowadays. So those are the changes that I have come up with. Oh yeah. One really big change, and I have a video on my channel all about the hoodie. Yeah, I have 2 videos about the hoodie. The hoodie was a really kind of a thing that when I first started 2 years ago, at the 6th contract, everyone was supposed to get a free hoodie. And then about a year ago, they changed it so that we can get the hoodie, but we have to pay like $35 for it. And so that's kind of a little bit of a bummer, but I'm still going to buy the hoodie. My 6th contract is coming up. So if I have the opportunity and it's still available, I'm going to go ahead and buy the hoodie. But that was, and one time there was a girl that she ordered the hoodie recently a few months ago, and she got a skillet. But I don't think that's a thing. I don't think we're all going to get a skillet and a hoodie. But somehow she got a skillet and a hoodie because they sent her the wrong thing. It was really kind of funny to read about. And I also did a funny video on that one. One of the biggest disappointments of the last year for me has been the Journey. No more Journey at this time. I was supposed to go to Journey in Atlanta, and I really wanted to meet some of my friends from YouTube and my teacher friends, and unfortunately the Journey is no more. So that's a real big bummer. There have been some meetups online though, and some of my friends have gone to those and they've really enjoyed them. So hopefully I can work into going to some of those online meetups, but as they were scheduled I wasn't able to go. But the last Journey was supposed to be in Atlanta. I had my ticket. I was ready to go, but I backed out the day before we were going to go because that's when everything started to shut down. So that was a really big disappointment. I was really looking forward to meeting all my friends in person. But as things get better in our country, I'm hoping we can do some traveling and make some plans to meet up with Casey, Kelly. I think we have some plans. Evelyn. We're going to meet somewhere, right, guys? I really hope that's going to happen. I hope that we set a date and we just do it. I just want to do it. I want to meet you guys. And maybe we can invite some other teacher friends when we can meet up with a bunch of people and it's allowed and we're all going to survive, right? All right, so that's what I came up with for changes for VIPKid in the last 2 years. Things that have stayed the same is fortunately I built up my bookings at the beginning, and I have been able to keep a very good schedule with VIPKid. I have some regulars. I have a level 7 student I have had ever since the beginning of my teaching for VIPKid, and I'm really excited about it. Today I had that same student. He books me about once a week, and I just love it. I have some other students that I have kept for a long period of time. I have a few students that I have on WeChat. I only have maybe 4 or 5 or 6 students on WeChat and a couple of parents. But just having a few is just amazing that I can talk to someone in China. And so that has stayed the same. Wearing orange, that has always been recommended but not required, and so I don't wear orange all the time, but I do wear orange a lot. I like wearing orange. I think it looks good, you know, in your classes. When I see the replays, it looks professional, so I like orange, but I don't always wear orange. Some other things that stayed the same is that a lot of the main courses are the same. They might change a few things here and there, but for the most part, we're traveling through the levels with each student, and the students have 12 classes per unit, and then they move up from one level to the other, and that has stayed the same. They haven't revamped the entire program all at once. Another thing that's really stayed the same is I have found a lot of really great positive teachers on Facebook, on YouTube, and I've really appreciated the camaraderie that we have built up and how we can encourage each other behind the scenes, during classes, through our hard times, through thick and thin, right? Friendships that we didn't realize at the beginning. Like a year ago, we didn't realize that the friendships we had online would carry us through some of these really difficult, in real life, moments that we've had to make it through. So that has stayed the same. I have met some really amazing teachers from all over the world, and I'm really thankful for the friendships that we have made. And so all in all, my journey with VIPKid has been amazing. Things have changed. We have made progress in some ways. In some ways we've had disappointments, but all in all, It's been awesome. And thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a really great day.